Welcome to the stream, everybody. This is Vegas Postman. Today we're going to be going over the Constellation Phoenix, and it is a new ship that I just recently got last night. I met a great org and a good, solid, bunch of people. I'll be putting the links in the description for the org, and I just happened to stumble upon his YouTube channel. It's SinZ. And I'm going to put a link to his channel down below. The org is the Citizen United Front, and they're a growing org, and we're going to get ready for, hopefully what eventually will be the 1.0 release. Everyone in the channel has been extremely helpful so far, so they do have, a Discord, which I just recently joined, so it's been a pretty steep learning curve coming from PC over to or coming from console over to PC. It's not just dealing with the controller, but also all the different apps. Because usually, whenever it's on like an Xbox or a PlayStation network, they already have the VoIP set up, and it's all done in game and things like that. But through this, I'm just learning my way, wading through the water in Discord and OBS. And now that I can broadcast and stream to you guys and be a content creator, and whether or not I have a bunch of a bunch of viewers, it's really not the thing for me. Right now, I just enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. So let's jump in here, and we'll get into the fleet, and we'll bring her up. We'll do a quick review of her, and then take her out for a little test flight.
Your insurance claim has been over. Thank you.
Okay, so we got 8 minutes, so we're going to run up into town here, and we're going to make sure we can,
Please visit us
we're
again.
fully stocked while this is getting delivered to our hangar here. But I've been playing Star Citizen for a couple months now. I really enjoy the game. It's everything, like I've said before, I wanted a space game to be. So, other games kind of tried to do what this game does, but they just didn't really get it right. And I think one of the major factors, like I've said before, is this being an MMO. That's part of the draw. You want to play with friends, you want to do things, you want to hang out and be around people and be social. Whereas a game like Starfield just didn't allow that. You could build a really cool ship and you could build a really cool hab and all this stuff, but you couldn't like invite your friends over and just kind of sit and chill out and explore a planet or go for a ride in a ship and just check out a new mine or whatever whatever you really wanted to do. So I think I'm gonna buy this dude. Let's make sure it's in our inventory. Yep, cool. So we can now, I'm just getting used to the game. Look at all these people. My God, a bunch of drug addicts around here. Look at them. They're all methed out over here. Look at it. Oh, my God. Loot. The hell am I going to take? Your drawers? What? How did you get this bike up here? Like, can I? I was gonna say, can I pull out my tractor beam? But you can't. It's this being an armistice zone. You can't pull out your tractor beam. Oh, you can.
Well, thanks for listening. I hope
Oh,
you enjoyed
it's.
your time in New Baggage.
I was gonna say I was gonna drag that sucker down in my my hangar. You know what I do need to pick up though? I do need to pick up a traversal vehicle. I have different ships for different purposes, and I have the Cuddy Red is my safeguard for doing missions, bunkers, and things like that. That way I have a respawn, and it'd be nice to throw a little small vehicle in there. That way, when I park farther away, I can get to my objectives a little bit quicker. You know what? Let's actually go down the Metro Loop and we'll go, we'll hit the Kelto store and the, Aspire. That'll burn off some time. Let us get our, Connie Phoenix ready. Once again, I just want to say a huge thank you. All this is possible for me to do some of these ship reviews because of Sin Z. Watching his, watching his stream, and he gifted 50 million, and it allowed me to buy a couple of ships that I've had my eye on. Like I said, I do have the Avenger Titan and the RSI Hermes. Because cargo loop and blockade running will be my major thing. And now that I'm in an org, I'll be able to throw a bunch of large containers in my ship along with the the Geo Atlas that I have and things like that. So if we go out and we need to do an org size mining mission to gather resources and ensure that we're ready to go as crafting and everything moves forward in the game. Because every update this game is making, leaps and bounds in its progress, for sure. We're currently in an Evocati 4.8 test, which is, I believe it's testing instancing and, other mission-based things along with, some, just missed it, you bastard. Along with just, increasing the amount of blueprints and things like that that we can gain for weapon crafting and things like that. Not only just personal weapons, but also weapons for ships and things like that. We all got the fabricator, which you can pick up and then put it into your hangar. I would say out of the the few games that I'm currently playing right now, this is by far my chill out game, hangout game, relaxation, um, exploration. It really serves that niche for me. I could do some first person combat, and then eventually when we do get
You will be leaving the station momentarily.
our base building ability and crafting is moved on to being able to craft chips and things like that, it's going to be very important that if you want to do the multiplayer role that you find an org of people that are like-minded, that suit your play style, that can all work together towards a common goal, because the ambitions for this game are not stopping anytime soon, especially when we're going to have humongous space stations to be able to craft ships and things like that. It's going to need a lot of resources and a good solid team of people, that could just keep chipping away at the objective as a collective. So right now I believe 4.8 is also working on their transit system, which would include elevators and everything that is not player controlled, to make sure that their stability is increased, because this engine started itself out as the Cry engine, and then through about 2 years worth of litigation, they got the rights to modify the engine and not have any kind of repercussions come from the original creator of it. So now this is their own proprietary engine that they're creating with what they call shards, and it's a multi-server world. So that's why you see no loading screens or anything like that. Everything is all continuously done, and you're moving through the servers. That way, there's no waiting. There's no splash screen to I have to wait and, you know, things like that. Let's go to categories, and what do we need? Personal weapons. Right now, I really enjoy the, what's it, the P4, I believe it is. So let's see if we have any ammo we can pick up. I do have a kill shot and a car knife looted. I've just recently gotten into the, you know, the looting aspect of it while doing, you know, dungeons and missions and bunkers and things like that. So, P4 AR, let's buy another 21 of those. Just so we can have them down in our stock. That way, if we're ready to go launch a mission, we have plenty of ammo. Yeah, because I'm still at the point where, you know, I die. I make mistakes, you know, things like that, so. Take a burrito for the road. Alright, so let's head on back down to our hangar here. We'll bring up the conning. We're just going to fly around a little bit, do a ship tour of it, break down.
Capsule now approaching station. Stand clear of disembarking passengers. Capsule now approaching station. Stand clear of disembarking passengers. The capsule will be leaving the station.
Everything quiet?
Haven't run into any agitators yet.
I went out on a limb trusting you, Face Patrol.
Just want to give a big shout out to everybody that watches the stream while I'm streaming or happens to watch it at a later date. Hopefully I can provide you a little bit of useful information, something to pass the time, maybe put on in the background to relax and chill to. Yeah, coming from a console gamer to a PC, there's so much more control you have as a PC gamer, and not only was I learning OBS and things like that, transitioning from a controller to a mouse and keyboard, also Discord and things like that, and how to put Discord into OBS and use it as a primary communication when it's not provided in game or the people that I'm playing with don't use it. Like this is my first instance. I just pretty much got a crash course in Discord. I did watch a YouTube video on it, and I set everything up, and we're up and running right now. So that way. If we have objectives we're going to do, we're going to jump on as an org, and there's either a call to arms or a call to action of crafting or mining or salvaging or combat, or somebody just wants general help, or if I need general help, you just throw it in there and that's it. So
that's really great.
Hey, patrol going okay? Rumour is there might be some trouble today.
All right.
Be on alert
It was
for
nice
anything
chatting with
suspicious.
you. I hope you enjoyed the rest of your visit.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System. Vehicle selected. Stand by. Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location. Please visit us again.
Hi.
So the Constellation Phoenix, one of the reasons I want it is because it is it's a chill out ship. It is a luxury touring ship, which is just kind of
Hello, and welcome
kind of cool. It's got some amenities in it, and I don't believe it's gone through its final gold pass, which means all of its engineering and everything has been fine-tuned and it's in its 100% ready state. But I do believe it does have some componentry in it, if I believe. But we're gonna find out, And there she is. As you can see, she is quite large. She does have a personal cannon on the back, which is unmanned. That is basically autonomous to protect your rear side. And she is beautiful. Wow, what a beautiful ship. Nice large cannons. I don't know, what are they, size 4s? I don't even know, but we'll check the specs out, because eventually we're going to have to replace some componentry here. Let her run a little more efficient, maybe increase the coolers and the shields and things like that. So this does have 2 entrances in it. As you can see, you can either enter through the elevator, which will get you right into the pilot seat. You have docking collars on either sides for larger space station docking, and you also have a cargo bay. And this ship does also come, since it is a luxury tourer, with its own personal vehicle, which can be used for combat or exploration, and then docked and undocked, which is just another cool addition to this. This ship is meant, for premium transport of high value targets or people that just want to hang out. It's a place to relax. So. Let's check this out. Looks like a nice, large ability to load. This might actually fit a MRSA, I'm not sure, so I could bring, my medical ground vehicle, park it in here. That way, I can have a respawn point, because I don't know if there's medical beds in this. I have no idea, Okay. There we go. Let's go up inside. This game's attention to detail always blows me away. It really is a game that that they design everything and the aesthetics and the actual working parts instead of instead of just this platform raising. It shows the hydraulic structure that's used to to raise it. What was that? What did you do? Whoa. Look at this, is killer. Full bar. Hopefully someday all these will be physicalized. Especially down here, possible water storage with some sodas and things like that. Let's see, are any of these cabinets able to be opened? No. Is this storage down here? No. Oh. This truly is a luxury liner. This thing is absolutely beautiful. Kick your feet up when you're out in the middle of space. Take in the views. Okay, what do we have? This small bedroom for some of the crew. Got your own little fish tank, television. What's in here? Secondary bedroom. Okay, so it'll support at least 2. I'd imagine it's going to be more. Okay, we got 2 more beds here. I imagine these are also for bed lock. Ooh, 4 beds. Oh, so this can really be crewed up here. Nice little hab here for an eating space. Independent storage lockers. So that'll be for what, 5 independent storage lockers? I'd imagine for individuals' weapons or ammo or whatever other things may need to be put into there. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna let the dog out. He's chilling out at the back door. He's like, "Hey, want to go outside, dude?" Okay. So what is this? Weapons rack. 2 weapons racks right here. Is this the bathroom? Yep, we got a bathroom with a shower. So eventually when they do have hygiene come into the game, that will be a thing. What do we have on this side? Nothing. Is this actual storage up here? Table down. Nope. Moving on, and we have the cockpit. Do have some fuse station right here. Componentry, okay. So as you can see, it's not physicalized yet, but they did put in the engineering terminal. So you can check out your configurations and your power distribution for what you're doing along with saving your presets. So it is going to be ready, but the only operational thing, see, normally you'd be able to remove, this, open this, and then actually pull out your shield generators if you want to swap them out to a higher quality. So right now is the only thing is fuses. Okay, and we have the pilot seat and 2 co-pilots. I imagine the co-pilots might be controlling gunnery. I'm not really sure. Let's take a seat and see what the options we have here on the co-pilot seat. Yep, that does control the gunnery. Physicalized. Yep. Power on. Okay, so we can handle power management. Guns. Shields. Status. So I'm wondering if we can do self-status. Is that able to can leave it on that for repairs. The ship is beautiful so far. I think I'm just going to use this for primarily exploration, obviously. It's definitely not, in the firepower department. So, as we saw, these are the 2 bedrooms. Let's close these up. We'll move to the aft of the ship. Okay. So more componentry this is going to be. More fuses. Gravity generator, and this is where we would hop into our deployable single ship. So that would give us the ability to leave this ship in deep space or in an armistice zone where it won't be attacked, and then go out and do some light exploration, maybe some mining. You know, nothing too much. You know, it would have to fit within our backpack since the ship won't have any storage or anything like that. It does have, you know, a few weapons to protect itself, or maybe, you know, to gather some, you know, some flora and fauna. Maybe take a few animals out. This ship is just absolutely beautiful. They really did, you know, knocked it out of the park. And I believe this is going to be our captain's quarters here. Nice big bed. You know, gotta be the captain. Absolutely stunning ship. Okay, well let's get back into the cockpit here, and we'll take her for her maiden voyage, and see how she handles, and do a little bit of exploration maybe. So we can check out the MFDs here in the pilot seats, see how the setup is. Okay, it does have quite a bit of bracing in the way, but then again, this isn't a combat ship, so let's check out is there any lower visibility? Oh, plenty of lower visibility here. Decent views out the side. Okay. Wow, beautiful. I like how each ship is independent with their, you know, with their matrices of how they greet you, or the look and style, the color selections. You know, Drake is a very rustic company that, you know, they're pretty hard-nosed. They're very purpose-built. You know, they lean very heavily into the oranges on their displays, and you know, it's just that those touches really make the game feel loved. You know, I know this game is, you know, by some measures taken an extremely long time to develop, but you know, when you have things like this that are in it, where every ship sounds different in manufacturer, or the thrusters sound different, and it's not just, you know, a copy paint pasta. It's just something like that really annoys me. You know, the way you make a ship feel like it has weight and mass, and you know, is through the sounds it makes, through, you know, through the all the subtle details that really pull you in and keep you into the verse. So let's fire up the thrusters here and see what she sounds like.
Engines are off. Engines are on.
Hey, very silent, very stealthy, which would go in tune with a, you know, a luxury liner. So
You should
Right.
be good to go.
let's get her up in the verse here. Oh, I like that. It has a nice delay for the liftoff. It really gives the feeling of mass in the ship. Okay, should I chance it? Is this a fake? No, it's not fake. See, and in typical Star Citizen fashion, we have our first. You know what? So we will land her, and then we can re-request. Oh, there we go. Really is a beautiful ship on the outside too. It has a nice, sleek, clean look to it, and I like it in the white. Ships can be purchased two ways, either through pledges or in-game credits. This is purchased through in-game credits. And you can also purchase liveries. So you could change the paint scheme if you like.
Bye, and thank you for visiting New Babbage.
Now I wonder. I wonder if this might be a sound glitch in the ship. You know, they're constantly going through now. They're fine-tuning a lot of the ships for, you know, their sounds. I think I've heard about 3 different iterations of just the Avenger Titan alone. When I first started playing, the Avenger Titan had like a deep rumbling and popping, almost like, you know, almost like our Earth counterpart of a shuttle. And then they changed it and modified it a little bit, and now I think it's onto its final form. She is definitely slow, that's for sure. Oh, you know what I do want to do here? Let's go into our... We don't want diagnostics. We want to go to our hip here. Go to HUD. Like advanced. Just gives me a little bit more information on what the situation is. As you can see here on the you know, on the left and right hand side, now I have my speed and altitude and things like that, which is, you know, much easier to, you know, keep everything directly in front of me on the HUD. It gives you a little bit more information too. Sec, guys, let me just close the back door. The pup came back in. Yeah, nope, there are engine sounds. They're just very faint. This thing was real quiet.
Engines are off.
Get into nav mode here and check out the jump. So for some reason
Engines are off.
we didn't have no go-go juice on our pep here. Let's check out our power management. Make our coolers are up and running. Our radar is up. Quantum drive is up. Okay. You see, well, where shall we go? Yeah, I think they're redesigning the actual sound of this ship for its thrusters, so... I think it just has a placeholder in it right now.
Autodrive is now on. Autodrive is now off.
Oh, hello, friend. Let's see, where should we go? Go check out the moon of Cleo. We'll do a little fly around.
Autodrive is now on.
Absolutely beautiful. We'll just soak up the view here and watch this sunrise around the moon of Cleo. Very peaceful. These are also a lot of the moments in the game that I really enjoy. You know, it's not always about high-paced action non-stop. This game is a vibe. It really is. I guess we'll make our way around to the warm side of Cleo. That way we have the sun, temperature at our advantage. Absolutely beautiful game. And the attention to detail, being able to see back into the ship there in that center window of the conference table, and absolutely beautiful. What a fantastic ship. I'm going to really enjoy this, especially for the relaxing exploration part of the gameplay. You know what? We'll jump to this orbital marker here. That way we can get a little bit to the sunny side of Cleo a little bit faster. No. No, since I don't. What is Tremont? A lot of the verse I have not explored yet, and I just enjoy it. They're hopefully it's not going to bring me back to the dark side. It's close enough. But like I was saying, I just have fun piddling around for a little bit here. I mean, it's been 40 minutes already, and I haven't really done anything, but I love it. You know, looking to see what kind of resources these planets and moons have. Go check out their atmosphere. She's definitely a big girl. She's got a slow roll. Put her back in SCM mode. So at least we have some shields up. We'll check out the surface of this, see if we have any deposits, maybe some hand minables or something. Clicks. There's definitely no atmosphere here being in this moon. Some resources. Absolutely beautiful with the channels and the craters. Bet that would be great for with a light fighter doing a canyon style run. Put our landing gear down so we can keep our speed nice and low.
Deployed.
Looks like we have a resource up here. We'll see. Yeah, they've got to be redoing the sound for the thrusters on this. Is that another player ship? Yes, it is. Big lane. Maybe we'll just leave him alone. That way he doesn't feel threatened. We'll move on to something else here. Looks like he was mining that with a ROC. Hopefully we'll be able to find a cave that we can go down into. There is a slight gravitational pull to this. Ever so slightly. See, I like how this ship, at least for me, it fosters a sense of relaxation, and while I'm playing, it's not like being in.
Landing gear raised.
Got some copper over here. Maybe I should have just loaded my Atlas Geo in before I embarked, but that's okay. Alright. A little preview of Cleo. Let's get back up out of here. We will take this back to the hangar and conclude this video. I really enjoy this ship. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with this thing. Especially in an exploration aspect with, you know, no real goal to do. You know, it's not trying to grind out mining or salvaging or, you know, a cargo run. I have, you know, ships that fulfill each specific role.
Shields off.
Bring up our map and we'll go to New Babbage. That is our home, where we started. So, hit this orbital marker and then off we will go. If anybody in the comments happens to run a HOTAS or a HOSAS setup and, you know, you have some recommendations, I'm all ears. Right now I'm looking at the Sol R2 from Thrustmaster and the dual stick setup because, you know, I really want the immersion for the flying and things like that. So I have the room here on my you know, on my desk setup to really facilitate putting two sticks on there. So we want to route. For some reason,
Shields off.
why do I have no thrusters? What's going on? Let's go up to the power management here. Is there something wrong? I drop that down and we'll put that up. Go through our diagnostics here. It looks like everything is operational 100%. Appears to be not moving. We have no thrusters, and I don't know why. Quantum drive power is on, cooling is on, everything is good. You know what, let's exit the pilot seat here and see what that does. It should reset it, hopefully. Since we're just kind of adrift here.
Engines off. Engines off.
There we go. So we are looking for New Babbage here. And we will do a little bit of jumping. So if you're unaware and you haven't played the game, if you hold B, that'll move you between your SCM, your combat mode, and your nav mode, which is used for quantum jumping and things like that. home on Microtech. That quick. Jump around the planet. New badge. By all means, playing this game, you can have just as much fun alone as you can, with other players and things. Don't feel like it, if you do start the game that you immediately feel the need to jump in. But if you do, then I'll put the links in the descriptions below for the org and who to contact. I am not the owner of the org. I am not in any way an officer of the org, but everybody could use a friend out here in the verse. It's a big place. This being a luxury cruise liner, it's definitely much slower. In not only its pitch, yaw, acceleration. There's just more ship to move. That's another thing that I really enjoy about this game. It's really based in physics reality. The planets have rotation and day-night cycles and temperatures, and the ships have mass and thrust and roll and pitch and yaw, and your character has weight, and your movement speed is based on what type of armor you're doing. The game really does a good job of just trying to wrap you around and give you a sense of everything you do has consequences. Land her in the bay here. Grab ourselves a quick drink, and then we will log off. I just really wanted to do a review on this ship. I have a few more that I want to get done. That way I can start populating my channel with some videos. Maybe, if you're interested in looking at ships and you've earned a couple million credits and you're looking where to spend it, what type of gameplay loop you might be interested in.
Here we go. Got a spot all for you.
Landing gear to loading.
Nicely done. We can take care of your vehicle from here.
Shields off. System off.
Now, like I said, there is the, I believe there's a, what is that for the, oh, that is the turret. Excellent. We can use the personal elevator for the airlock here. So there are 2 entry points, one at the rear for the cargo, and then a personal elevator here. I don't see a physicalized button to raise it. Specific spot to stand. Most ships usually have a small panel somewhere, or you know, the prompt will pop up, but I'm not seeing it. All right, well, we'll send her down. It'll close her up anyway. Really just want to say thanks to everybody watching the videos. If you give it a like, a thumbs up, you know, subscribe. Always helps grow the channel. We're trying to grow the org. You know, the ever closer that we get to the 1.0 release of this, you know, we want to be able to hit the ground running and, you know, have the most fun that we can. That way we're not, you know, wondering what we're doing. You know, that's going to be a key part of you know, orgs. You know, having the ability to hit the ground running. Just a beautiful ship, really is. Just over here with our other collection of bottles. Eventually I want to have them line the whole outside here.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System. Your vehicle has been moved to a place visitors again. Goodbye.
Alright guys, that's going to conclude our review of the Constellation Phoenix. There are multiple Constellation variants, but this one is the Phoenix. It's the luxury liner side of it, so hope you enjoyed it. Gave you a little insight on whether or not this might be a ship you want to purchase with in-game credits to use as a nice luxury liner to just chill out. Maybe invite some friends along for a ride, go do some mining. It has quite a bit of ability for storage down below, so you can bring some SCU containers where you can hold all your materials, maybe a couple Atlas Geos, some land vehicles, and go and enjoy yourself and have some fun. So I just want to make sure that, you know, I'm able to give people information. You know, I'm not here for guides or anything like that. I don't know enough about this game, but you know, maybe I can give you a little bit of insight. I just do want to say thanks again for everybody watching the stream. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.